Yeah. Are you holding hands with us? Huh? No, now you're putting... Are you holding hands with us? Oh. You cute. Oh, so close. Too close, man. Too close. Good morning, tribe. It has been way too long since I have said that. I've filmed here and there if we did something really, really cool. Obviously, I haven't posted it yet. I'm still trying to catch up. I was sick for like 4 days. We think it's side effects of my medication, so we're kind of working with that. Thankfully, I have not been depressed. I've just been dealing with all these physical symptoms. So I think my body might be telling us it's time to come off of some of those medications. But we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a process. It's not immediate. So we just got to hang in there and be patient. But what is today's video going to be about? Two things. A little bit of a life update and then a special request / we owe this video. We're trying to make up for something to one of our Patreon supporters. Thank you, Miss Julie, to explain why we're making this video and how she requested it, but yet we owe it to her. So we were doing a yard sale and I grabbed a bunch of their stuff and I was like, how much should I give you for this? And she's like, hey, just make us a dinner that you made for my son and he really wants it again. And then that way you could teach me how to make it. So I'm like, cool. But we got our like connections crossed and she thought we were doing it at yeah, I don't even know how to say that. We just didn't communicate very well. And so then I got sick. It was a rough day. The dinner didn't end up happening. So we need to teach her how to cook this steak for her son because I owe it to her. So she requested this video, or we told her we'd make this video. I don't know how to talk about this, but anywho, we're making a Rudy the Foodie video and we'll also do some life updates in the meantime. Okay? I hope you can hear us semi well because we got the fan going, we've got the AC going, because y'all, we live in Texas. It is hot today, even though it's been raining. It's like 78 degrees. Even though 2 days ago it was freezing. It's weird weather here. Y'all, I get to say y'all because we live in Texas. I love it. Rudy has a nickname for me.
Pissy Pants.
Today. Okay. Let's just talk about this for a minute. First of all, my stomach hurts from laughing too hard yesterday and today, which is always a good thing. Rudy thinks that he's not in trouble because he doesn't talk. That's not fair because he doesn't talk and then I keep talking because he doesn't talk.
No, you don't have you can't find the words and then you get mad because I can't read your mind. And then after I can't read your mind, you get mad, Pissy Pants. Then,
I'm not busy.
All of a sudden, here comes the vocabulary. You got a whole lot of words to say now. Can't stop saying the words. I'm not going to say something bad because if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. So then it just continues because I'm quiet.
I win.
So let's hug and make up. Okay.
I like hugging. This touch is my love language from you only.
Oh, the child's home.
The child's back. What has the child been doing outside? He's been skateboarding! Enter Ollie clips here. Mr. Rudy the Foodie.
Word.
What you cooking for us tonight?
Tonight I'm doing a teriyaki style skirt steak, which
Louder.
forget ribeye, forget New York strip.
No, you have to start over because you weren't loud enough.
Oh Jesus!
Scream at me!
Pissy Pants. Did you hear that?
No.
Anyways, tonight
Louder.
I'm making. Are you kidding me?
Louder.
No, that's
Louder.
I'm making tonight.
Oh, we forgot to trim that ugly hair on your eyebrow.
That's why we never get them done. You can't just be patient and wait till I'm done talking.
You went to an interview with that ugly eyebrow hair. So I'm just saying, maybe we shouldn't wait and we should do it.
Interview. There's a filter.
We should do it
like
now.
Snapchat.
Okay, go ahead. Talk real loud.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But if you don't talk loud enough, I'm going to interrupt you.
So, tonight, for your viewing pleasure, I'm making a skirt steak.
Skirt.
Skirt. Ribeyes are good. New York are okay. T-bone, but a skirt steak, let me tell you, it's a forgotten, yet it should be the top. She likes anything I cook, huh? It should be the #1 steak. It's just basically a rainbow of fat, fiber, meat, fat, fiber, meat. It's just the most marbleized steak you could ever get. So I'm gonna make that with some white rice. I'm gonna saute a little bit of pineapple chunks in the steak fat and fond. She really wants some. And then I'm gonna also saute some coleslaw and all that juices as well, the pineapple juice, the renderings from the steak, and we're gonna have a Hawaiian slaw, some sauteed pineapple, some Calrose sushi rice, and the steak.
You know how people put like their little logo in the corner?
Uh-huh.
This is our logo right here. We just always have that magnet in the corner.
Oh, that's funny. So the sad thing though is because I'm in a RV, I don't have a full kitchen, and I don't like using the propane in my RV. So I bought this little electric burner.
Things are gonna explode.
No, I just want to save it for emergencies.
True that.
And it's connected to the fridge, and it's connected to other stuff, and I just don't want to. Gas shouldn't be connected to a fridge. That's just my opinion. I like running everything on electricity.
So once we get a new fridge, are you gonna use the electric stove or the propane stove?
I could, but then you get all the food particles inside there. I could just take this off and literally clean it in the sink rather than having to clean a stove. So it's convenient and it's cheap.
I rolled my eyes.
The problem is,
for everyone who can't see me, I keep rolling my eyes.
It's not really powerful enough to do two at the same time.
Which is why he should use the propane one.
Which is why you should shut up. And so I'm doing the rice first, which will stay warm. So once the rice is done, I'm going to turn that off and then turn the pan on because you want the hottest sear possible when you do your steak. Now, on my steak, no pun intended, miss steak. Being a vegan is a big mistake.
No, it's not.
It's not. We make a lot of vegan stuff. Anyways, the biggest mistake for a steak.
No, we're not vegan. We're vegetarian-ish. We're flexitarians.
We're whatever Aryans.
That's what the flexitarian is.
So, the biggest mistake that people make with the steak.
Switch arm hole. I'm tired.
I gotta work out. So, the biggest mistake.
That's not nice.
Is that people will take their steak.
You didn't say sorry.
I'm sorry. Shut up, pissy pants, guys.
I'm not pissy pants.
Oh, you heard that all right, huh? You heard the mama.
Pissy pants. Where's the other pissy pants? Oh, there she is. You do cute. Hot. He's hot. He's sweaty boy. Okay, go.
So, the mistake is people take their steak, they put whatever seasoning they want, and they throw it onto a pan right out of the fridge. Don't do that. It's a cold steak, and you go right into a hot pan, it shocks it, and it doesn't, like, relax, and you get a tougher steak. So, you gotta let your steak rest until, like, room temperature, and then you want to put a room temperature steak on there. I've been marinating mine for about 8 hours, and...
In what?
And some good stuff. Come over here. Let me show you. So, it looks gross right now, but basically, what's in there is sliced garlic. I wish you could smell this. Sliced garlic. I got fresh, cracked black pepper, all kinds of colored pepper.
That pepper, right?
Yeah. It's like red, green, white, black, all kinds of pepper.
Uh-oh. Is that gonna go?
Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good save. Good save.
Pissy pants saved your pants.
Ugh, I hate when stupid rice boils over like that. It's annoying. Anyway. So, and then with the sliced garlic and the salt and pepper, I also squeeze a gigantic orange. So there's fresh orange juice in there for the citrusy. Then I put some extra...
Ooh, and we're gonna have oranges with our food.
Then I put extra virgin olive oil. And I didn't do this for Isaac, Julie's son, but I did pour a little bit of beer in there as well. Because, I mean, it burns off anyway. But the reason you put beer in a steak is because it's an amazing tenderizer. Now, this steak is already super juicy and plump, but putting the beer in there just makes it even more gooder. Then I also put some teriyaki sauce. So that's where we're going to get the Hawaiian flavor. So it's marinating in sweet teriyaki, some bitter beer, some amazing spicy garlic, salt and pepper, some citrusy orange, all kinds of goodness is in there, and it smells so good. And that's a great combo for some carne asada too. And I like putting it on the skirt steak because it's kind of like the same thing, but a lot thicker.
Are we done?
Yeah.
You're just rambling.
I'm not rambling, I'm teaching.
You reiterated.
Well, because I keep getting interrupted.
Hello people, it's Gabe filming here.
All I'm doing right now is putting a lot of sea salt and some fresh cracked pepper on the steak. I always use garlic salt just because I like it. I never measure. I just put a nice layer on there. Onion powder.
Onion.
Onion.
Hold on, I gotta get this close up.
Uh-huh.
Look at all that.
I cut the skirt steak in half just to make it easier on the pan.
Skirt.
Sprinkle in some cumin. And then finally some smoked paprika, just for a little bit of spice on the end of it.
Do you mind scooting over there just a little bit so
So,
I can see
and I seasoned it on both sides. So that was the second side. I'm all done there. And then now, be careful because that's hot. I put the pan on max on my little electric skillet. But you want this thing as hot as possible. It's a skinny steak, so you want to sear the outside without cooking the inside overdone. So that's the challenge here. Gonna put some grapeseed oil. It's a higher smoke burn point than olive oil. That just means you can cook it at a higher temp. Yep. And we're just gonna let that get hot. Right. So the pan is nice and hot, hopefully, because my electric skillet's not always the best. Take your room temperature steak, and you're gonna lay it down away from you. Oh yeah. Listen to that sound. That's what you want to hear. Nice sear. So we're gonna lay these two guys down. And I'm gonna cook them only for a couple minutes on each side, like 2 or 3 minutes on each side. And you know when it's ready to go? When the juices run clear. When you still see red liquid coming out of the steak, it's still too undercooked. But once those juices, the second those juices start to get clear, take it off and let it rest. Because once you take it off and the juices are clear, it's at a perfect medium.
Just sit, just sit,
Just sit, just sit, just
I
sit.
hate that sound.
Alright, you can cut it out.
I hate that word. I hate that word.
Wait, do that again?
I hate the word. I hate the word.
Just sit.
Just
Alright. So I think we're pretty much ready to go. I did a couple minutes on each side. As you can see, the juices are now starting to just start to run clear. So that's when you know that they're just about ready. I got a hard sear on the other side. And so now you're going to turn down the heat halfway. And you're going to get a plate with some foil ready. And you're going to put the meat on the plate. And you're going to cover it and let it sit for like 5 or 7 minutes. You want it to rest. If you cut into that steak right away, it's going to bleed all over the place and it's going to be nasty. So while this is still warm, all the juices and fat from the steak, that's when you're going to pour in the coleslaw. And you're going to saute that. Remember, this will shrink down a little bit, so keep that in mind. And the pineapple. Hold on.
Alright. Hold on. Okay.
I should turn that up. So,
Turn up.
turn up. So now, sorry that was loud. Now that I got the steak resting, I'm going to use that couple minutes to get this guy stirred up. So, I'm using, sorry, it's an electric skillet, so my heat left me. It should be sizzling right now, but it will be. And then, while that's cooking up, keep that on there. I'll be right back. I'm going to put this guy in there. This is Yeri Teri. It's like a Hebrew soy sauce or a teriyaki sauce. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna be liberal with that. Throw some of that guy in there. And just cook it until it's done. I'll cook this for the 5 or 7 minutes that the meat is resting. And just keep tossing that. And I'll show you in a little bit what it all looks like on a plate. Is it upside down? No, it's good. Alright, so I got my cutting board ready to go. I got my sauteed pineapple and teriyaki coleslaw. I got my white rice hot, ready to go. And our steak that we've been letting rest for some time now. So, I'm gonna chop up the steak now that it's rested, and I'm gonna show you how I plate it. So again, when it comes to the steak, you can see the lines go this way. You want to cut against the grain. So I'm going to cut down the middle. Goodness right in the middle. And this one I'll probably just cut lengthwise. And probably about 1/2 inch chunks so they don't get too cold too fast. This guy I'm going to cut this way against the grain. And I like a lot of pink. You can cook it a little longer if you don't like a lot of pink, but I like it juicy like that. Look at that. Look at that.
Juicy.
Gorgeous. So now the steak is cut. So we're going to take our bowl and we're going to start off with some rice on the bottom. That's going to be your base, white rice. I like a lot of rice. I'm not afraid of carbs. So
Oh yeah, look at that belly.
Shut up. So we're going to put all that rice on the bottom. Then we're going to take our tongs. The tongs. We're going to do a bed of the coleslaw. We're going to put a bunch of the sauteed pineapple around the edge.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to lay a bunch of the steak right on the top there. And that way all those steak juices and goodness flow on the bottom.
Dad, can I have my steak separately?
Yeah. I'm just making it a bowl. I'll make yours in a plate. And there you go. You got skirt steak, teriyaki style, with some white rice and sauteed pineapple and Hawaiian style slaw.
Let's do a little spin-a-rooney.